There's 82 different playbooks to choose from in Madden 26 on offense and defense, but you can only choose one for both. So in today's video, I went through all of them so that you don't have to narrow them down to the 5 best playbooks to use on offense and defense. So if you guys want to see the best playbooks and formations to use day one in Madden 26, stick around after the intro. If you guys are looking for fast, cheap, reliable MUT coins, check out my coin sponsors at MMOXP.com and use discount code MONEYSHOT for 6% off your order. Link in the description below.
The champ is here!
Now I'm going to start off with my top 3 offensive playbooks. I'm going to show you guys my favorite passing playbook, my favorite running playbook, and my favorite trick play playbook before showing you guys my top 2 defensive playbooks to use as well as showing you guys a bunch of formations and plays that you can use when you get the game day one. But before I do, as always, if you guys want to see more videos like this, please make sure to be a subscriber, hit the like button, let me know in the comment section. Other than that, let's go right into the video. And I'm going to start off with my favorite passing playbook. And since I'm a passing player, it also is my favorite playbook in general, and that's the Kansas City Chiefs. As this is the only ebook that I put out in Madden 25, and it's even better in Madden 26. In Madden 25, they add a lot of my favorite formations like the I-form close, which is one of my favorite running and passing formations, as I absolutely love the PA tight end leak, one of the most explosive plays in the entire game, and the halfback stretch is one of the best running plays. But they also add a lot of really good passing plays. They already have probably the most shotgun formations out of any playbook in the entire game. But last year they added the gun tight open, which is one of my favorite formations to use both in Madden and college football, and this has a really good version. But I don't know if somebody EA likes me, but they added one of the best formations in the entire game, which should look familiar to you guys, and that's the gun stack wide flex. This is one of my favorite formations in the entire game, going back several years out of the New Orleans Saints playbook, where they added the entire version into this playbook, and it's absolutely insane. The only thing I can say that they took away is they did nerf the wheel route and the drive H wheel, as they made it turn upfield a lot quicker. If you guys remember, it used to really go out on this long pattern. Well, you can't cheat that into the flats anymore, but you still got the speed out route on the other side, which gets opening against just about every single defense in the game. As you can see, that's basically the new wheel route. But I already have, like I said, a full ebook out on this playbook in Madden 26, breaking down all these formations already, and it's probably the biggest ebook that I've ever made. I think the largest ebook I ever made before this one was a custom playbook for College Football 26, which is like 120 pages. Well, this one here is not even a custom playbook, and I got up to 123 pages, as this playbook is absolutely loaded. So if you guys need more tips or more money plays, you can download this or any of my ebooks instantly simply by clicking the links in the description or the top end comment, or you could also pick it up on my Patreon, as it's available right now for download. Now I want to show you guys some of the plays and formations that make this playbook so good, starting off with all the bunch formations. They got 4 bunch formations in the gun bunch Y flex, the gun bunch strong nasty, the X nasty, and the spread nasty, which might be the most in the entire game, as it also has 3 of the best trio formations in the trio Y flex, the Trey Y flex, and the Trey Y flex strong, as these are just some of the best formations in the entire game. One of which is probably one of the glitchiest man beaters in the entire game, is they have a really good and I think I'm in the wrong formation here, but they have a really good play in the motion out and up, which is a complete cheat code when it comes to people that like to run man zero blitz. So I'm just going to pick a random one here, and you're going to see how the A receiver or the tight end is just going to completely roast man zero blitz, as whoever's covering him in this situation is the safety, just basically takes a hard bite inside. This is a forced animation you're going to get whether you have Travis Kelce in the game, or we'll go ahead and we'll actually switch out Kelce and just get a worse tight end. We'll just go with Noah Gray on the next play, and you're going to see it doesn't matter that we have Travis Kelce running this route. This is something that this route just gets every single time, as we got sacked there. You can always change your blocking structure, man. I can block the running back if I really want to, but now we got Noah Gray out there. You're going to see we're going to have the exact same result, as he bites inside regardless, and we're getting outside no matter who's the tight end here for an easy catch and a one-play touchdown, an instant one-play touchdown against cover 0. So this is a really glitchy play. They also have a lot of really glitchy plays in the bunch formations and stuff like that, that I'm not really going to spend too much time on, because I will be showing them in gameplay. I did show you guys one of my favorite, how they nerfed one of my favorite wheel routes when it comes to the stack Y flex. I showed you how they nerfed the drive H wheel. Well, I got another one in this formation out of, let's see if we can find it here real quick, the doubles Y off nasty, as this play, or this formation here, has the snag halfback wheel, which I can use the same way, where I could leave him in the backfield and he's just going to run that long route out. But it's even better if I motion him out. If I motion him out, it's even more broken, as you can do it either way. You can leave him in there, or you can motion him out. But watch what happens when I motion him out, because these, and I see why it's called the snag, because these little curl routes here, a lot of times will get in the way of the man defender. Although you can see right there, I don't know what that was, but you can see if I would have caught that and ran better, he probably would have been gone. So this is another play where, even though they nerfed a lot of wheel routes. They didn't nerf this one, as this here, if this is a man zero, I mean, you can see how quickly he gets open outside, although there, the defender, you know, kind of got in the way based off of the fact that he was in a press animation, and he got kind of lucky. But this looks like a man zero blitz. Watch what happens when this man defender goes out, as number one, he slows down, which shouldn't even happen. But a lot of times, like I said, he runs into those curls to the point where, you know, this route could just get open against just about anything. As you can see, it's, like I said, it's much better when you motion it out, but you also got a speed out route on the other side, and all these curl routes and everything get open. I mean, this is just a very good play. It's one of my favorite dink and dunk plays in the formation, and probably the entire playbook. Now, for my favorite running playbook, I gotta go with the Niners. This is traditional, old school, tight end, fullback, pound the rock type of playbook. Not a lot of razzle and dazzle. If you want like a trick playbook, I'm gonna show you guys that next. But this particular playbook here is all about, you know, 3 yards in a cloud of dust. So basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna stick to the formations that are under center, because they're gonna give you the most options when it comes to running the ball, and what direction, what angle. Where like typical shotguns, you can really only run inside zones and maybe a few variations off of that. But with this particular playbook, you got 3 I forms, including the I form close, which, like I said, is in Kansas City. It's one of the best running formations in the game because of the tight alignment. But this is probably a slightly better version based on the fact that we have the Power O, which is one of my favorite in the entire game. As you typically, when you want to run outside, you typically want to have outside containment, which is your left tackle wider than their edge. But on this play, you flip that on its head. So all you gotta do is flip this to the right stick, and now because they have outside alignment, you're gonna see how this guy's gonna actually get stuck outside. As you can see there, actually he kind of crashed inside. That wasn't what I was expecting, but normally he's going to kick out to the point where there's like a trap run. Now boom, look at this run, look at this lane you have because of this Power O run. I absolutely love this play. Like I said, the Chiefs don't have it, but this particular version of it's probably the best. This is the original playbook that I found this particular formation in probably Madden 24. I was running the I form close from this. I love this formation. But they also have another really good one in the I form Y off close, and they got some good strong formations like the strong Y off close. A lot of really good single back formations. My favorite is probably the deuce close, which is also once again in the Kansas City Chiefs offensive playbook. Like I said, that's my favorite playbook. It's got everything in it. This has the stretch just like they do. It has the halfback zone weak just like they do, but it does. But we don't have the O1, or sorry, the halfback wham. The halfback wham is only, well, it's not only in the Niners, but it's in the Niners. It's not in the Chiefs. The Chiefs though has the O1 trap though, which I actually like a little bit better. But the stretch play out of this is one of the best in the entire game, based on the fact that this formation has no tells. I could flip this play with the right stick. I could flip this play by hitting X and then hitting the right trigger, flipping the entire thing. There's no formational tells. The quarterback doesn't even move his head, based on the fact that, you know, it's just how this is. It's an even formation, so you can go either way. Your opponent's never going to have any indication where you're going, because there is no strong side, there is no weak side. So on a play like this, when you got the extra defender in the box on the left, you just go to the right, and you're going to see how you can get outside with this so easy. There's just nothing really stopping you out here to get to the edge every single time. Like I said, so many great running formations. And then last but not least, for our trick playbook, we have the Washington Commanders, which is something that they went as far as to talk about on their X account. They promoted some of these new offenses in a video on the official Madden 26 X account, talking specifically about the weak slot, as there's a lot of really glitchy looking plays here, a lot of motion plays, as this is definitely the playbook that got the most college football imports, as well as the motion slot triple option is very similar to a play that I put out from Georgia Tech. As that play, you had the ability to run in the opposite direction, where the running back was kind of going more towards the left, and this one only goes straight, which I don't really care for, but it's a decent option, as the real money on this play is going to be holding it with the quarterback and flipping it out to your gadget player, which if you have like a really fast receiver, put him there and you're going to basically be able to run the ball with him a lot, which is going to be a very explosive option play. You also have a lot of college-based formations like the go-go slot, which I don't even think is available in any other playbook. It was in the game last year, but there's a lot of really good college-based imports, like the halfback swing here, which you have basically your man concept on the left side and then your zone concept on the right side, where you can basically just throw it out to this guy, and he's got a lot of blocking for just a really easy play, just to be stealing yards over and over and over. I mean, that's another really glitchy play, but like I said, that was in the playbook last year. One of the ones that they added, which is another play that I went over from Georgia Tech, somewhere in this playbook, as they do have a variation of the bunch TE. I showed you guys several times this particular play here, the motion jailbreak screen. I had this in gameplay, and I put it in my most like unstoppable plays video, where you really have the option to throw to the RB receiver, whether it's man or zone, but you could also throw to this guy and get more blocking, as he's going to be just a zone beater, but the running back is something that can really get open, especially if you run to the open side of the field, which I didn't really do here. But you can see against man, nothing really beats him to the edge. Now, obviously, you want somebody a little bit faster. Austin Eckler is not really that guy anymore. But if you have a fast guy running this, he's just going to get open every single time and be a really explosive play. So I'll go on a force to him one more time. Like I said, against zone, he just gets out really wide, and he benefits from the blocking of the pulling offensive linemen that are there to help out, as we have an obvious man coverage here. As they're there to help out, you see how you get an automatic slowdown when it comes to the motion response, and you're going to get yards every single time against man, and you have really good zone concepts as well. So a lot of really broken college plays that were ported over specifically for Washington, making this one of the best trick play offenses in the entire game, as I think the majority of the plays I'm showing you right now are in the Georgia Tech offensive playbook, which is something, like I said, I showed a lot in college. But they also have one of the best pro concepts in the entire game, and a formation that was at one point all but removed from the game in the gun tight offset TE. As the PA seams here is one of the best plays, and has been one of the best plays for a very long time. As they basically, like I said, took this play out of the game. As you can put the Y receiver here on a streak, or the X receiver on a streak, and the Y receiver is going to get open against a lot of different things. You can just run this concept pretty much all game blindfolded, as I'm not even really sure what we're looking at here, but you can see the Y receiver is wide open, as I should have probably blocked the running back. But like I said, watching the replay, like I said, I didn't read the defense. I just know if you put X on a streak, this wide receiver here is going to get open at some point against just about every single defense in the game. He's just wide open outside, which is typical of this formation, which is one of the reasons that they removed it. Now, when it comes to defense, there's no playbook that has every defense I want, but the two that are the best are going to be the Kansas City Chiefs at number 2 once again, as this playbook has the even 6-1, which is a very meta formation. It does have a 3-4. I prefer the 3-4 odd, but it does have a 3-4 under, and you can get a similar look from this. I prefer, one of my favorite defenses is going to be the 3-4 odd, based on the fact that if you pinch defensive line and spread the linebackers, you really aren't going to allow any inside or outside runs, and we still have that exact same look. Even though you don't get the exact same spread before you make those adjustments, which can affect some of the blitzes, you can get a really good run defense from this setup. So that's one of my favorite base defenses. You got the over G, which is a must-have for me, as it's a really good blitz package. You don't have a double A gap, which I know is going to be a deal breaker for a lot of people, but there are some solid looks here, especially with like the 3-3 regular. One of the reasons I like this playbook though is it has the dime 3-2, which is basically your you formerly called the dollar. You got your DB Fire 2. You have a lot of really good blitzes here, a lot of speed on the field, and you also have the dime normal, which once again is a really good base defense based off the fact that you can pinch this defensive line and basically shut down any inside run lanes, and then you have a lot of like really good options to get edge pressure with these blitzing cornerbacks. So lots of defense with speed on the field, which is important when it comes to pass defense. And the number one defense I'm going to show you does not have the dime normal, which sucks. And then it also has the quarter normal, which is once again even more speed on the field. And then coming in at number 1 for the second year in a row, we got the Raiders, which to me is the best playbook in the game. You have your 3-4 odd, which, like I said, this is very important to me. I don't really use any other 3-4 formation. Lots of really good blitzes to be had here. You also have the exact same 4-3 even 6-1. Although you also got this new one called the Odd Leo, which looks very similar to a 3-4 odd. So I'm going to be messing around with this for my ebook, although like I said, a lot of the plays look the exact same. It's just different personnel. You got the 4-2-5 over G once again, which like I said is very important to me. And then you do have some really good, this is probably where it really separates itself, is the nickel packages. Between the nickel 3-3 cub, which is a really good formation, the 2-4, the double mug, which like I said is a deal breaker for a lot of people with the Chiefs, but it does have that. Also has the 3-3 odd. Lots of really good blitzes out of this. This was meta a couple years ago, and it's still really strong. And then you also have the dime 2-3 Sam, which is going to be your double or your DB Fire 2, your typical cover 0 blitzes and stuff like that. Really good formation as well. And then the big miss for me is not having the dime normal. I love the dime normal, but that's not here. But everything else here is useful. Just about every formation in this entire package is a really good formation, as I think this is probably the best playbook in the game for probably like 3 years running now. So I'm going to end the video there, but if you guys want to see more tip videos about Madden 26, I'll have that pop up on screen. So just click links. Until next time, thanks for watching, man. My shit out. Need more help or just want to show your support? Then head over to my Patreon and join my team, where you can get exclusive content like ebooks and bonus plays, as well as early access to my vids and more. Link in the description below.